Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Meydan Racecourse here on Friday. It is the 20th of January 2022. I'm going to look at all the races on tonight's program from Meydan, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Remember to join me tomorrow for my Gulfstream Pegasus preview and also for my Cheltenham preview. Some great racing this weekend. So, like I said, just in general, join me here on YouTube for some great previews. But we have 8 races on tonight's program from Meydan. A lot of turf action and a lot of exciting races. Let's get to it. Starting off with the opener, which is the Amar Dubai Sprint Constellation. It's a conditions race going for per $60,000. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards. 15 horses are entered. The 15 horses of reserve are also eligible, so only 14 could go 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the Meydan Turf. Of course, I'm going to take the 12 horse Urgent Appeal as the top selection. We'll go 12, 4, 10 in the Tri-Cash trifecta. 12, 4, 10 Tri-Cash trifecta. Top selection 12 horse Urgent Appeal. 4-year-old Gun by Showcasing. William Buick's on this one for Simon and Ed Crisford. The horse's most recent outing came in France on the 8th of August at Deauville, yielding around 6 furlongs in a listed 6 on a very wet ground. The horse's wheels were spinning, didn't show a lot that day, finished 9th by 2 3/4 lengths, and just never showed up. Seeing quicker ground drawn very well today, has some farther pace if he wants to use it. I think the horse could really run a better race than he was running in France. 2 back, the horse ran Shunti, 6 furlongs in list 6 on the 6th of June. The horse finished 5th by 4 lengths, and again, the soft ground got to him, just really couldn't get into it. His 3 races on the lawn have just been very subpar, where he just wasn't excelling before then. His turf debut in the Group 3 Pretext Anita, he finished 5th by 9 lengths, never really showed up there, but his races on the all-weather weren't bad at all. In enlisted stakes at Shunti in March over the 6.5, he won by 3/4 length, even from a stupidly wide post strike. He had enough pace to win there, and then prior to that, in a Shunti 6.5 furlong conditions race, the horse won by length, and again, speed to win there. Going to see a very quick turf course, which I think the horse should really like, and I think at 7-1, this horse is sitting on a very good run. He's going to be my best bet to start off the card, so let's take him. To recap my selection for the first from Meydan, it's the Dubai Sprint Constellation. Let's take the 12 horse Urgent Appeal. We'll go 12, 4, 10 in the Tri-Cash trifecta. The second race now. The second event from Meydan, it is the Graduate Stakes. It's a conditions race going for a purse of $100,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have 9 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile on the Meydan dirt course. Going to take the 2-horse Eastern World. We'll go 284 in the Tri-Cash trifecta. 284 Tri-Cash trifecta. Top selection 2-horse Eastern World. 5-year-old Gun by Dubai. Ray Dawson's on this one. The horse's most recent outing came in the Maktoum Challenge round 1 here at Meydan, the 14th of January over the mile trip. The horse finished 9th by 9 3/4 lengths there. He was with them early on, then completely crumbled under the pressure, never could quicken up. It wasn't his day to win against some very tough horses. Back to dirt, third off the bench, lesser quality horses have farther speed to win here. I think he's very fresh, and I think he can really run a good race. 2 back, he ran a Meydan enlisted stakes, 1 mile on the 16th of December. First off the long freshening, he finished second by 1/4 lengths. He's with them early on, had to lead for a split portion, then got caught late, but he still ran his heart out for it being his first start since the 16th of June. That came at Royal Ascot on fast ground, 1 mile in the Heritage Handicap. He finished 24th by 17 lengths there, and he was with them early on, but then just completely crumbled, completely hit the wall. It just wasn't his day to win there. And then prior to that, Newmarket during the preview meeting, 7 furlongs in a handicap. He finished 4th by 5 lengths, and the 3-1 favorite. He never quickened up and never weakened out of it. He just kind of plodded along. He hasn't won in quite a while since the 13th of February of 2021, and that came here in Meydan, a mile and 8th on the turf course in a handicap, winning by 3.5 lengths. He was drawn stupidly wide, but he got the job done. Back to dirt today, has some early pace to win. I like him a lot here at even money. So, even money is not the best price in the world, so we have to make some extra money here. So, let's play a Tri-Cast. So, here's my Tri-Cast to recap my selection for the second from Meydan, which is Graduate Stakes. Let's take the 2-horse Eastern World. Let's go 284 in that Tri-Cast trifecta to the third event. The third race from Meydan, it is the Khail Trophy. It's a listed stakes going for a purse of $100,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a baker's dozen, 13 horses going 2,800 meters or a mile 3/4 on the Meydan Turf course. I'm going to take the 4-horse Kamari as a top selection. Let's go 4, 10, 5 in the Tri-Cash trifecta. 4, 10, 5 Tri-Cash trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Kamari. This 4-year-old Gelen Bedabawi. William Buick gets the mount for Charlie Appleby and Godolphin. The horse's most recent appearance came in a long shot in Paddy on the 24th of October. Heavier ground, a mile 7/8 in the Group 1 Pro Royal Oak, basically the French kind of St. Ledger, and the horse finished 8th by 13 lengths. And as a lukewarm favorite, he never really got going. The wheels are spinning on the very wet ground, and he just never showed up. Coming here, much lesser quality horses on very fast ground, which he absolutely adores. I think he's in a more realistic spot to win, and I think he's over the right ground, also right distance that he wants to cover. Two back in the Group 2 Pre-Chaudenet and Longchamp, mile 787, 2nd of October. He finished second by 3/4 length. He was with them early on. He just never had the good turn of foot. He ran decently. He was improving off the race before and the race after, but he still could have did a little extra running there. And then before then, the Group 2 Great Voltaire at York, a mile and a half on the 18th of August. He finished 8th by 10 lengths, and after 2 months refreshing, he got beat by a better stablemate that day, Yabir, who went on to win the Jockey Club Derby here in New York at Belmont, went on to go to San Diego to win the British Cup Turf at Del Mar very, very easily. So he got beat by, a very, very good horse. And then before then, the Queen's Vase Royal Ascot over the mile 3/4 on fast ground, winning by 1.5 lengths. It was the last time he saw the fasts going. He just kept going on the front end. Even before that, on good ground at Yarmouth, he broke horribly in a maiden race over the mile and a half, but he still won easily at the end, winning by 6 lengths. You don't win that easily after that horrible beginning there. But coming here at 2-1, I think he's a very likely winner. Let's take him. To recap my selection for the third from Meydan Racecourse, Khail Trophy, let's take the fours Camari, 4-10-5 in the tri-cash trifecta to race 4. The fourth race from Meydan, it is the UAE 1000 Guineas. It's a listed stakes going for a purse of $150,000, race for 3-year-old fillies. 6 horses are going 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the Meydan dirt course. I'm going to take here as a top selection the 4-horse Menoir as a top selection. We'll go 4-5-3 in the tri-cash trifecta. 4-5-3 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection 4-horse Menoir. 3-year-old filly by Cupid. Pat Dobbs gets them out for Doug Watson. This horse is still maiden, but she's run really good races, and she's been on the improve most recently in the Guineas trial here at Meydan, 7 furlongs on New Year's Day. She finished 5th by 8 lengths. She was drawn a little bit too wide. She just kind of stalled, kind of hit the wall at the top of the lane, but she showed potential early on. She showed some speed. I think she'll be a little bit quicker today, more game to run. A very good race, and I think the extra furlong should suit her well. I think she's sitting on a good run. 2 back at Meydan on the 9th of December, 7 furlongs in the main race. Finished second by 9 lengths. The winner, Shamaha, just really ran for fun and won easily. This horse just kind of tracked her that day and just couldn't really, get the good turn of foot, but she still got a redemption there. And then before that, at Jebel Ali on 12th of November, 6 furlongs in the main race, finished second by 2.5 lengths. Again, she sat back early, but she really closed up well in a place where closers don't have the best advantage with that very tough final furlong or so. But I thought that was a very good pedigree test there, and what do you call that? Stamina builder, going to the extra mile, which I think is really up her alley with the pedigree with being Cupid. Cupid, I believe, won the Indiana Derby in 2016 over the mile 16th, or just over the extended mile. So he really wants the mile trip, I think. At 7-1, like I said, he's been on the improve. I'm going to give her a shot here. You can't throw out the 5-horse Shamaha either. Won very, very easily, but I don't think that she's going to get as easy lead as she's been getting the last few races. But we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very exciting Guineas today. But to recap my selection for the 4th from Meydan, it is the UAE 1000 Guineas. Let's take the 4-horse Menoir. Give kudos to the 5-horse Shamaha, or Shama. I'm going to go 4-5-3, tri-cash trifecta. Give kudos to the 4 and 5 to the 5th race. Race number 5 from Meydan, it is the Zabeel Turf. It's a listed stakes going for a purse $100,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have 18 horses entered. 15 through 18 are also eligible, so only 14 to go. 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. I'm going to take here the number 6-horse Worko. We'll go 6-5-1 in the tri-cash trifecta. 6-5-1 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection 6-horse Worko. 4-year-old given by Kingman, Godolphin Doan, Charlie Outby trains. James Doyle gets the mounts. The horse's most recent outing came the 14th of January here at Meydan. Over the mile and a half in the listed stakes, the horse finished 12th by 11 lengths, was very, very wide. He was with them early on, then completely crumbled under the pressure. It wasn't his day to winning first out at a mile and a half. Second off the bench, mile and a quarter. Again, lesser, tough horse, not as tough as last time out, but I think the horse could really run a good race and get some redemption for the last race. 5th of May was his previous race at Chester, a mile and a half in the Group 3 Chester Vase. The horse finished 4th by 9 3/4 lengths. And again, was with them early on, sending some easy fractions, but then just kind of hit the wall. Don't think he wants to go a mile and a half. And then before that, in the listed stakes at Epsom, the Derby trial with a mile and a quarter, the horse won by head. He was with them early on, got the lead, and held on to a very nice victory. Mile and a quarter, I think, is real in the wheelhouse. And then before that, the 5th of November, Kempton over the mile trip in a novice, winning by 4.5 lengths. Won for fun there at even money. An all-around good race there. Coming here, drawn well, second off the bench, 5-1. I love the horse a lot. We also have to give kudos to the 5-horse here, Intergrand. Coming in from France, most recently at Deauville in illicit stakes, the horse went by next, drawn stupidly wide, which is not ideal on the poly track at Deauville, but still got over well to win there. And, looking over the races in the summer where the horse won at Saint Cloud, if the horse runs a quarter of that Saint Cloud race today, the horse could win. Definitely goes up with a very quick round. At 7-1, we'll definitely use this horse on the ticket, on the quality or pick 4 ticket. But to recount my selection for the 5th from Meydan, it's the Zabeel Turf. Let's take the 6 horse Worko. Give kudos to the 5 horse Intergrand. We'll go for 6-5-1 try cash trifecta, 6-5 in the place pot and the multi race wager to the 6th race. The 6th race from Meydan, it's the Downtown Dubai Cup. It's a conditions race going for a purse of $80,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. A dozen horses are going 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs on the Meydan dirt track. I'm going to take the 4-horse Imperial Empire as a top selection. Let's go 4-5-3 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 4-5-3 Tri-Cash Trifecta, top selection of 4-horse Imperial Empire. 5-year-old gelding by DeBowie, tying O'Shea's on this one. The horse's most recent outing came the 14th of January here at Meydan, 1 mile in the Group 2 Al Maktoum Challenge Round 1, and the horse finished 6 by 8 1/4 lengths there, and he just completely hit the wall. Wasn't staying the mile, wasn't staying with the better horses. It wasn't his day to win. Step down class to the conditions race, drawn very well, has some forwardly pace to win here. He's proven he can run on dirt. I think he's in a more realistic spot to win. 2 back he ran at Meydan 7 furlongs in conditions race right before the 23rd of December, and the horse went by 2.5 lengths, and he was drawn up very wide that day, but he got over well, he quickened up nicely, slowly moved his way to the front end, and he got the job done, winning by open lengths late. An all-around good race, second off the bench. First off the bench ran the 18th of November at Meydan, 7 furlongs in a handicap, winning by 3.5 lengths. And again, on the front end all throughout, he just kept going. An all-around good race there, much the best. And then before they ran the 7th of March at Abu Dhabi over the mile trip in a handicap. He finished 10th by 6 lengths there. Then, he's very lackadaisical. Before that, they ran him on the turf here, Meydan, in a 6 furlong handicap where he finished 7th. Again, a very lackadaisical horse when running on turf. But when he runs on dirt, he really goes up a lot. Coming here 4-1. If I had to give a co-best bet along with the horse I have in the first race, this would be my co-best bet because I think he's on the improve and I think he get the victory here in the Carnival. So let's take him. To recap my selection for the 6 from Meydan, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Imperial Empire. We'll go 4-2-7 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. Let's get to that featured 7th race. A very exciting 7th race. Race 7 from Meydan, it is the Group 2 Zabeel Mile. It's a Group 2 event going for a purse of $180,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. A baker's dozen, 13 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile here in the Zabeel Mile. We're going to take the 11-horse Path of Thunder as a top selection. Let's go 11-8-1 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 11-8-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta, top selection 11-horse Path of Thunder, 5-year-old gelding by Night of Thunder, Godolphin Doan, Charlie Appy trains, William Buick gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 7th of January here, Meydan, 1 mile in the conditions race, went by 2.5 lengths off the long refreshing. This horse stalked, slowly moved his way up, quickened up nicely with Richard Mullen up. He rode a good race for this horse to get going, a all-around good race. Since they put the headgear on this horse, he's really been on the improve. Again with the headgear, gonna have to overcome a wide poster, but I think he has enough pace to win here today. 2 back, he ran a Goodwood on yielding ground, 1 mile in the handicap on the 30th of July. He finished 13th by 13 lengths there, and that's the 5-2 favorite. He never really got going, was lackadaisical, completely hit the wall. I do think the yielding ground got to him. His worst numbers come on the wet stuff, and then before that, probably one of his best races of lifetime in the UK on the 8th of July, 1 mile in the handicap there at Newmarket. The horse won by 3 lengths, and again, he just basically went from a tracking position, quickened up nicely, good race there, and then a challenger at 1 mile on the 17th of June in the handicap, finished second by 2 1/4 lengths as a 91 cents dollar favorite. The horse went a little bit better, but this horse really was placing well behind him. He's always run these good races in the UAE. Coming here today off a very good race as of recently, loves the fast going. At 5-2, I like him a lot. Don't throw out the 8-horse, and pardon me if I mispronounce the horse's name. We'll try Mactarib. Dane O'Neill's on this one for Shadwell. Most recently made on in a 1 mile conditions race back in January the 7th. He finished second by 2 1/4 lengths, and again, he stalked. He just needed that extra turn of foot, but he ran decently there. And then before that, he was an Abu Dhabi winner in illicit stakes, winning basically for fun. They ran him here in April at Meydan in a 1 mile condition race on the lawn where he just never really got going. But he just had a little bit of a trouble trip. But he's drawn from the outside, which I think he likes running with. So, we'll give him a shot here also. I do like his runs at Abu Dhabi where he's drawn wide. But here, it's a little bit of a different track. First thing, it's clockwise. It's clockwise at Abu Dhabi here, it's counterclockwise, but like I said, at 12 to 1, he's very intriguing. I do like his form recently, but I do prefer the Godolphin horse before him. But to recap my selection for the 7 from Meydan, it is the Group 2 Zabeel Mile. Let's take the 11 horse Path of Thunder, give kudos to the 8, 11-8-1, Tricast, Trifecta, 11-8 in the place pot. Let's get to the nightcap, the 8th race from Meydan. The nightcap, the 8th race from Meydan, it is the Dubai Sprint. It's a listed stakes going for a purse of $100,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 18 horses entered, but keep in mind 14 could go the distance of ground of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the Meydan Turf course. I'm going to take here the 7 horse Man of Promise as a top selection. Let's go 7-3-1 in the Tricast Trifecta. 7-3-1 Tricast Trifecta, top selection 7 horse Man of Promise, 5-year-old gun by Into the Mischief, Godolphin known. William Bew gets him out for Charlie Appleby. The horse's most recent outing came World Cup night here at Meydan, 6 furlongs in the Al-Quad Sprint, where the horse finished 8th by 2 3/4 lengths there, and he just didn't have enough speed to win on that night against some very classy sprinters. Coming here, not the world's toughest race, first off the bench, I think he's in a very realistic spot to win. 2 back around the Group 3 Natal Sheba Turf Sprint at Meydan, 6 furlongs on Super Saturday. He finished 8th by 9 3/4 lengths, and again, he was with them, but then just kind of crumbled. Very tough race, wasn't his day to win. And then a tough race last year in that listed handicap here made on over the 6 furlongs in February, but he still had enough speed to win there, winning by 3 lengths. He was with them, quickened up nicely with Buick up, who's ridden this horse, I think, much the best out of anybody that's been on his back. He just kept going, a very, very good race there. And then August of 2020 at Newmarket on soft ground, 6 furlongs in a handicap. He finished second by 1 length, and he was with them, but then he just kind of hit the wall going up to that final furlong. A very just tough race from there. And then at Yarmouth in June 2020, 7 furlongs in main race. He won by a neck. I do think the 7 was just a little bit too long, but he got there. He held on to it at the end. Coming here back to the Meydan Turf course, lesser quantity horses. I think he's very loaded. The 3 horse Mutafawit, I think, is your second likeliest winner. He hasn't won in quite a while since last February here in a 5 furlong handicap on the lawn, but he's been running these good races as of recently. His form hasn't been half bad. That's even with a high weight of 132 pounds at 9-2. We'll give him a shot on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Meydan to Dubai Sprint, let's take the 7 horse Man of Promise top selection. Give kudos to the 3 horse Mutafawit, 7-3-1 Tricast Trifecta, 7-3 in the place pot. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.